Hi guys, I just finished reading this book and I did not set up my camera and all properly. As you can see, my hair is all screwed up as well because I wanted to gather my raw emotions and the initial reactions of reading this book. This is, first of all, I have to curse. This is a fucking awesome book. It's incredible. Okay, and I am saying that as a surprise. I mean, it's Dr. Anand Ranganathan. It's kind of a given that it would be a fucking awesome book. But why is it extra surprising? Because I had absolutely no intentions of buying this book. Okay, because I have myself made a video about, 6 or 7 months back, based on Dr. Anand Ranganathan's talking points only, called Hindus, the 8th class or 9th class citizens in India. Okay, so I know his arguments inside out. Okay, so I thought, why buy a book for this? Then I heard him say on Kushal Mehra's podcast, he brought up some great elaborate points, and he said that proceeds of this book will go to some temple or some Hindu organization, etc. For that, I decided to buy the book. I thought it's a pretty short book, and it costs hardly about $200. So why not contribute in this way to some Hindu organization wherever Anand Ranganathan plans to donate the money. Then when the book arrived, it arrived just today morning, and I finished it today only. Okay, first of all, that's the first fun thing to notice, because it's actually pretty short. Okay, so first of all, who is this absolutely for? Okay, it is first and foremost for people who really want to get into reading these people, the Indic authors, so to speak. Okay, like Vikram Sampath, Deepak, and who else? Sanjeev Sanyal. Okay, but maybe have bought their books but just have not yet found the time to read all those books, or maybe they find those books intimidating, so they have not bought them at all, or maybe they have bought it, maybe they do find the time, but they still don't have the reading habit, a sort of a physical discipline that it requires. Okay, even your eyes have to follow the letters from all the pages, and if you don't have an extensive reading habit that you build up over a time, you won't be able to completely finish a book, especially books such as such long ones as Vikram Sampath's or J. Sai Deepak's. So it is absolutely for those people who do want to read these books and have a liking for books and will probably even find the time to, but are not being able to read those authors because they write such gigantic works. Read this. This is just 111 pages, okay, and pretty big fonts. Okay, so even in that, I thought, okay, it will take probably just one sitting, and it kind of did. I took a break for just 1 hour, and I read it in one sitting basically. And but I would recommend that do read it in one sitting itself, because it hits you extra hard because of that. But then, from the second chapter onwards, it kind of became surprising. Okay, there are some extra beautiful points and arguments mentioned that he has not really mentioned elsewhere. Okay, and then there are some great articulations and extra emotions that he has put in. Like, he has made, if you think of it as a great food. Okay, all this while he was giving out the ingredients of this dish. Okay, now he has actually served you the dish with all his extra masalas, etc. Okay, so by masala I don't mean just bullshit talking points. This is a very passionately written book. But most importantly, this book very much reminds me of How I Became a Hindu by Sitaram Goel, for a particular reason, because that's one of the best books I've ever read in my life, and I feel the same way right now as I felt when I finished reading Sitaram Goel, How I Became a Hindu, because that's also another book which I had underestimated to a very large extent. I thought, what, it's this thin a book, what's the point of reading this book? Wait, let me show you this book. Yeah, see? Oh, it won't turn. Okay, so this is the book. It's just this thin. Okay, so I thought, what is this book? Is it just a party manifesto of some sort? Because I bought it at the Vishwa Hindu Parishad bookstall in the Kolkata book fair. So was this a little party manifesto of leaflets sort of thing to hate on Muslims maybe? Because back then I did not know of any of India's cultural history and even actual history. So after reading that, my mind was completely blown. From the writing skill perspective, or the philosophies discussed, or the perspectives discussed, and how in the last chapter Sitaram Goel basically takes out a gun and vents out all his emotions, which was that chapter was written much later on. So anyway, so this book, after finishing this book, I feel the same way. I feel I'm ready to go through a very heavy workout right now. I'm extremely energized, and I haven't slept all night. I think I woke up at 5 a.m. and right now it's what time is it? It's 7:45. Okay. And I haven't slept yesterday as well because I was up reading some other book. But see how energized I am. That's the adrenaline rush you get from this book. Okay, for that you must absolutely read this book, and it has a great foreword by Deepak. It has a great afterword by Vikram Sampath, and it's beautifully written. And one of, I will never criticize someone for writing a big book. I love big books. I have so many nice thick books. But you see, some topics deserve a great in-depth elaboration. Same topics might not deserve, might not be a very in-depth elaboration might not be necessary all the time for that particular topic. Okay, think of it as a short handbook of these arguments, and especially buy this book if you want to use it in a debate, right? Because all the time you can't just go back to Anand Ranganathan's videos and use those points for arguments, right? This is for anyone who would like to use this book in a debate and would like to point out to leftists and non-Hindus that, hey, where's this fascist Hindu Rashtra you're talking about? Look at what's going on. But I don't know why. I mean, I would recommend everyone who knows all the points, thinks they know all the points, but still I would recommend that do buy this book and read this book. First and foremost, because it's a very short book. Secondly, because the proceeds go to some Hindu organization or a temple. And thirdly, because it will wake up something inside you. It will make you think a little more passionately. It will sort of make you rise up to a certain extent. I can't put my finger on it exactly what I'm feeling, but I feel kind of very different, even though I knew all of these points. Okay, Dr. Anand Ranganathan has done something phenomenal with his writing skill, which I think only Sitaram Goel has. A sort of like, it sounds like I just got converted to a religion, but that's not the case. It's just beautiful writing that I'm very touched by at the moment. So I'll end the video here. I'm just being repetitive and I have not really gathered my thoughts. I just wanted to gather my reaction and record my reaction. So that's it. Do buy the book and read the book as soon as possible.